So this is sports versus entertainment, part 3. Just a few brief points that are very, very important. If people look at their local professional sports team, they might think they're competing with some other professional sports team in their city or some other professional sport in that region, but they're actually competing with other forms of entertainment for that consumer. Consumer has a certain amount of discretionary income. How are they going to spend it? Do they want to go to the movies? Do they want to go out to dinner? Do they want to go buy a video game and play a video game? What are they going to do with that discretionary income? Well, if they decide to go to a game, they better have a lot of money. The tickets are incredibly expensive now. Any food that you buy is incredibly expensive. Souvenirs are expensive. Parking is expensive. It is a major decision to go to a professional sports game. So what are the professional sports teams trying to do? They're competing with these other forms of entertainment. That's why you see the cheerleaders there. That's why you see these huge high-definition replay screens. That's why you see other forms of entertainment at halftime, because they want to make it an entertainment package. It isn't just a sport anymore. And in fact, the last time I went to a game, I couldn't handle. I was on sensory overload. I could not believe every single second some advertisement was blaring at me. There was some kind of horse race on that high-definition screen. Very, very loud rock music. Just every single second that I was there, there was something competing for my attention. It was very hard to pay attention to the game. Now, it's also very important when you think of sports versus entertainment to look at the whole question of entertainment dollars, what people have to spend in these areas, and recognize that if they can't afford to go to the professional sports event, then they're going to probably stay home and watch TV on cable. They're going to play a video game. They're going to go to a movie because these are less expensive. So it's extremely competitive. They still do very well, but if you look at the demographic, the people that can actually afford to go to a game are very wealthy, or they're spending an inordinate amount of money and probably shouldn't be going. One final point, and this is important, I think, for our culture and our society. I think anybody my age, certainly 53, 54, 55, remember going to games with their parents or their father, the other members of the family, maybe 3, 4, 5 people going to a basketball game, a football game, a baseball game, certainly lots of baseball games. How could a family afford to go to even a baseball game during the regular season now? I don't know how anybody could. With the pressures, financial pressures on families today, to make a major investment in going to a professional sports game for a middle-class family, we're talking about $200, $300, $400, even $500 on a Sunday afternoon. It's absolutely prohibitive. And if that's the case, then look what's happened to our families with regard to sports. Look what's happened to our society and culture with regard to sports being a family event, something that families could share. And then again, looking at the whole opportunity of going to a sporting event being pretty much limited to the wealthier families in our society. I think that's wrong. I think it's unfair. And it certainly, again, has changed sports as it relates to our society. One final point, and this is important too, it's been around for a long time. 30 or 40 years ago, a World Series game would be in the afternoon. Almost every single game would be in the afternoon. You almost never had one in the evenings. Now they have them in the evenings. They have them late. They have them prime time. It's true of football too and basketball. They want the prime time audience on television because they can make the most amount of money for the advertisers. Now here's the point. If you have an 8, 9, 10-year-old child, boy or girl, who loves sports, does any responsible parent let them stay up till 10, 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning on a school night? Of course they don't, even if it's the World Series. So that's another way I think there's been a breakdown in this whole idea of sports and how it relates to our society and culture, and I think it's really a shame.